Hi, Kristine.
Hi, Christy. I love
Um,
I love the jazzy opening music.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Epidemic Sound. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Credits.
Yeah.
It's so like uplifting. It's a good way to jump in.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I do a little dance party behind the
Oh,
scenes.
I was doing this, and I was like, "Is
Yeah.
that being recorded?" Okay.
Either way, it's fun.
Anyway, let's all do a little dance.
Yeah. Well,
So,
we are kicking off what we're calling studio sessions.
yes,
And we are hoping to make this a quarterly event because somebody's like, you guys should do a podcast because you're funny together. And I'm like,
we were
well,
like,
while Christine works on her stand-up, we'll do a quarterly YouTube live. So thank you for joining us on our inaugural studio sessions.
yes.
We've got some
The
fun
first and
topics
hopefully
planned.
not the last.
Yeah. We'll try and remember to do one again, Q1.
This will be the only piece of like regularly like recurring scheduled content that I have is with you.
I feel honored.
I know we should just yes.
So while we're waiting for people to join, I know we've got some topics to talk about today. What's new on Squarespace, working with clients, tools that keep us sane, whatever else comes up. If you're joining us live, feel free to drop in the comments. Let us know what you're working on today, if you have any questions for us. But while we're waiting for people to join, two things have been top of mind for me lately that are, one is Squarespace related and one is not.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's start with the one that is not.
Yeah.
The Louvre heist.
Oof.
I mean, I don't know why I'm so compelled. Like I've been updating my newsfeed. I never check it.
Why? Because do you think they're like going to catch them imminently, or are you just fascinated by how they did this in like 5 minutes?
I'm fascinated. I'm like, was it George Clooney and some friends? Was it Feathers McGraw from The Wrong Trousers? I'm just like, who's behind this?
It definitely would have
Broad
been
daylight.
the all-girl version of the Oceans.
Yeah.
It would have been the
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock team,
Mm-hmm.
not the George Clooney team.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, I think the fact that nobody was hurt, like I can kind of like
it's very
live
Italian
a little bit vicarious. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. If you have conspiracy theories on that, please drop those in the comments as well. I'll be updating my newsfeed later to see if we have any updates on the theft. The other news topic, yesterday we had a major outage of Amazon Web Services. Yes. And if you were affected, drop in a comment. I spent a lot of the day
affected. Who are you and what are you doing with your life? Because
why are you watching us? Because
this was yes, exactly.
Caitlin all day. Okay. Yes.
And like
I sat outside a lot. It was kind of nice.
It was like, I guess I'm gonna take a little break.
Right. So Canva, HoneyBook, Squarespace, like everything that I use in my business was affected.
And in personal life, because there was a lot of things where it's like, we talk a lot about the web as like on the maker side of things, but like we're also consumers on the other side of things. So there's also things, we're worried about like our clients' websites, but we're also consumers on websites. I want to, order my groceries online and check my bank account balance and everything. So it's like a work thing and a real personal thing that you realize like, oh, wait, it's everything.
Right. Which made me think about Die Hard Independence Day, a little bit. Yeah.
We're going to just turn this into a movie reference.
Yeah. I can do that. But it really was interesting. It's like, I think in moments like that, you realize just how tenuous it really all is. There are apparently no backups. So we're just, I sat outside a lot. I played with my dogs, and it was kind of nice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how sustainable that is. I mean, like I would love if we could all just sit outside and play with our dogs.
Right.
But like if this was to be a persistent or like a longer lasting problem. I mean, I heard stories about people who were like, at the coffee shop, they like wrote my order down on a piece of paper. And you're like, that's how we used to do it.
Yeah. And everybody's
All
like,
used to do it, like with money
I
and stuff.
want to pay. And I'm like, yeah, cash? Can you take cash? And they're like, I haven't counted change in decades.
Or they haven't learned. They're like, yeah, I
Mhm.
don't know. I've started also seeing those signs around places about like this penny phase out thing where they're like,
Mhm.
yes, you either need to, first of all, I'm like, who's paying cash? Really?
Yeah.
I haven't carried cash easily since like 2014.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, Jason.
hey. But yeah, they're like, here's how it's going to round and everything.
Mhm.
And it was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'm okay with that. But
That's fine.
yeah,
It's fine. Yeah. Well, speaking of changes, should we jump into some of the Squarespace updates and our takes on those?
let's do it.
So at Circle Day, Squarespace teased a lot of updates that are going to be happening between now and the end of the year.
Or
Kristine,
so they say.
well, we'll see. Kristine, what was the one that you were most excited about?
I mean, I was going to actually, we truly, y'all watching this, like I have no notes. Like there's not a single notebook or piece of paper on this task.
Mm-mm.
I actually thought about starting to write something down. And then I realized the only thing I was going to write on it was just stacks. And I was like, that's it. That's my notes. Because like of all of these, like really fun, flashy, like you can rotate this and zoom this in and do all this other shit. Like I just want to be able to group relevant content. It's such a simple ask.
I was battling. Yeah, I'm battling something right now. I have a website launch. It was like a rush website, and the launch is Friday, which, great. Yesterday I couldn't work. So one of the things that I'm battling is that on some screen sizes, some of the layout is really wonky. And I'm just like, oh, if I only had stacks now and the ability to group these elements so they would look good across screen sizes. And so what I'm going to
classic section hack that you
Oh, yeah. So that was another thing. So I am using an accordion block in one of the sections, and I had it set up so that there was text on the left, a little button under the text, and an accordion block on the right, and it looked lovely. And of course, my client is like, "It looks empty. We need an image." So I put all the text on.
people. It's good.
I know. So at this point, I'm like, fine. So I put all the text in the text, the accordion, and the button on the right, and then the image on the left. Which, as you know, if you do that and then the accordion block opens, the image is like moving around or growing depending on if it's fit or fill. And if there weren't a button underneath it, I'd be able to drag the accordion block longer and fix that. But I have to have a button there. So I'm not kidding, like 45 minutes trying to get this thing to work. And then I'm like, wait a second. This is not an issue in classic sections.
Yes.
So the first section under the hero is rocking the classic editor because it has image on the left, all the other stuff on the right, and it stacks really nicely on mobile, no custom code needed, and it behaves.
Yes. So for anybody watching like now or later, like this, I kind of feel like I forgot about it. Like Christy had mentioned it to me in like a conversation we were having like a few months ago about something else. And I was like, oh yeah, I can still add instructions.
Wrapping text around an image. I'm just like, oh, bring me these. Or if I'm using a code block, so it's not gigantic.
Columns or, like, and so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so when we're talking about stacks, here's what kind of is on my mind, where I'm like, so it's basically like the new take on an old feature that like should never
have worked.
Gone away. Like,
it worked.
So, but like now it's getting reintroduced as this like, oh my God, get so excited, stacks. I'm like, guys, we are so excited. Like we're so stupidly excited about stacks. But like this is a really old feature that just got taken away. And now it's just kind of back with like a new name. And so in that sense, I'm kind of like, I don't know, I kind of feel like a little manipulated in that sense.
Like, it reminds me of
back what I already had.
It reminds me of when they were rolling out fluid engine sections. So this was like what, 2019, we started previewing it, 2020. I think a lot of us were kind of late adopters because there was some weirdness with it for a while. There still is. But one of the things I remember the team saying at Squarespace, because, we get to hear a little bit about what they're thinking, is that the users, the DIYers, really wanted something that worked like PowerPoint.
Oh my God. When I heard that, I almost fell out of my chair and I almost did it again, because whose primary frame of reference is enjoying using anything like PowerPoint?
Right. And I had a couple thoughts about that. One is that, PowerPoint is not web design because you have a fixed screen. Like things aren't changing depending on if you're viewing it on a mobile device versus a large desktop monitor versus a laptop. And so it's such a different experience. And the other thing that I thought is, well, great, we'll get grouping.
Right.
But now, 5 years later, we have grouping.
My favorite part is just how they're like, hey guys, new idea, groups. Like we're like this should have been here all along. Jason just said.
So Jason said that. Yeah, Caitlin agrees. Yeah, it's really interesting. I think we're all happy that it's here and we'll all use it. But yeah, Stack. So
what else do you see?
That's not my favorite.
Oh yes, I'm very intrigued. I feel like I might know, but what was your
custom fonts? Because I have really struggled with using that amount of custom code on sites for a lot of my clients and my templates. So I immediately
custom fonts work in templates. How like if you upload a custom font and then you duplicate the site, will it stick?
I don't know. That's a great question. But what I would say is that I would have it as a link for them to purchase the license and then walk them through easily installing it themselves.
I used it yesterday for the first time and I was like, drag drop. And I was like,
seamless.
So slick. And can we just props to Hoyd?
Hoyd, yes. And his team. Great job on the custom fonts. I'm really excited about that because
good. Just works.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I think at Circle Day, a lot of people were so excited about the animations and all of this stuff, which honestly, I'm not really going to use. Maybe like a little touch here or there.
Yeah. But I think I turned to you at one point and I was like, Christy, do I have to become a motion designer? And I was like, I just don't have it in me.
Yeah. And I'm like, how many seizures are people going to have with it? I mean, it's just like, it's seriously... the examples that they were giving were over the top. So if you have a visual disability or if you are prone to any kind of issues with that kind of movement, it was
just concerned about load time. I was just like, there's no way this site is going to load in anything less than maybe 7 or 8 minutes. They're like, this section has 439 images and look at the pulse as you scroll. And I was like, oh no, this is not going to work.
So I think there was a lot of excitement around that. It's cool to see. I'm not sure that I'll use that, but Caitlin's excited about the fonts as well. And then the other thing so if you're watching this and you're not a Squarespace Circle member, you may not have the custom fonts yet. We don't have stacks yet. We're still waiting for that. We've just heard about it. So the grouping, hopefully it's coming soon. And I think that the other thing, if you are a Circle member, that I was most excited about is the new dashboard that we have when we log into Squarespace, and it shows all of your points and your referral payouts. Because before, if you were getting referral payouts from Squarespace, which we get as Circle members when someone launches a site, if we were the first Circle member on the site, or if we started the trial, then we had to go to Impact to see that. And that was like the worst part of my week, was looking at things in Impact. And now I don't have to go there. And honestly, like, that's better than animations for me, like never having to go to Impact. Yes, thank you.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of divisiveness in this world. And the one thing that humanity can all agree upon is that Impact sucks.
It's so bad. So bad.
We don't want to log into it. Never, ever.
No, we don't have to. It's beautiful.
It's a really uniting experience. The collective hate we have towards Impact. I like getting the money, but why does the platform suck so bad?
So bad.
So that's pretty nice. At first, I thought I was gonna like poke at you. When you first started talking, I thought you were gonna you were talking about like the homepage. Like,
oh, have you
you were
seen
like the
my
new login
comments in the
thing, and
yeah.
I was like, oh God, are you actually talking about the home?
Yeah.
Um,
So this is a new rollout that I am really not a fan of. So what Christine is talking about now, when you go to log into your Squarespace website, it used to be that the first thing you saw was website, and you click on that, and underneath were pages and assets. Now there is a menu item on top of that called home, and I have two real problems with this. One is that
you think it's your home screen.
right. My clients are just like, I clicked on this and I can't find my website to edit it. So any DIYer that I've worked with in the past on an hour call has been reaching out and been being like, I can't find my homepage. It says home. Yeah. So
No,
big miss on the name, big miss on the name. And the other problem is that in this homepage, there is a checklist of items and they're not checked. And so I've been launching custom sites in Squarespace for the last 7 years. So if any of those folks log in, they're going to see that those things are not completed because it's not looking to see if you did them. It's looking to see if you clicked on it.
Right.
So the last few custom builds and template launches I've done, I've gone back and actually just gone through and clicked them really quickly because I don't want people to reach out and be like, why didn't you upload my fab icon? And I'm like, it's right there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you can see about
Jason,
branding, right?
The SEO dashboard is
the SEO AIO.
Yeah. And so it's a completion score, which frustrates me because it's giving you a percentage. You want to get to 100%. Do you know how you could do that? You could go into everything and just write peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Right. Right.
And then you'd be at 100%. And I find that irksome. So not a fan of that either, Jason. And yeah, Caitlin didn't like that either.
Well, the other thing I noticed on that, and I actually surfaced it as a bug, is that pages marked as like to hide from SEO results.
Oh, they show up. You're required. Yeah.
And that concerns me a little because if they're pulling into that like screen, are they truly hidden on some level? Because
I totally agree.
Wouldn't the metadata on an image on a page that's supposed to be hidden be irrelevant?
Although recently I was also asked to do metadata for a drop-down folder. And I'm like, there's not even a way to do that. Like where is this coming from?
Yeah.
So
it's buggy and
very buggy.
Stupid.
Although I wish that we could skip that part and just go straight to the alt text because I do find that pretty helpful. That's a good time saver.
And it's good if I think we're all always torn on this because there's like the true accessibility nature of alt text where you're like, I truly need to add a description here so that the people reading my site with maybe a site reader or something like have context. Woman sitting in front of laptop smiling.
Yeah, right.
But for a lot of people, they're also using that as an opportunity to like squeeze in some keywords. So they're like, woman sitting in front of laptop working on her Squarespace website, built in 1 week, smiling,
Yeah.
So it's nice that it autofills it. I'm not sure that
I like it as a head start and then I can add keywords or change it. It's just a little faster than having to look at every single image, go to the page, look at the image. So I actually am really enjoying that. So I'm going to give that applause. Didn't know I could do that. Just discovered this. And also the home SEO thing. Yeah.
Just do more sound effects. I really like this.
That's all I'm gonna do. Don't leave. Really, I promise I'm done with this.
You guys, just want you to know that she's not giving me access to the sound effects. She has all the control of the sound effects.
Jason, I've not experienced this with the images and portfolios not pulling in. That's interesting.
I heard somebody else report that on the forum.
Oh, yes, collection pages. Okay, so that's why it's a collection page issue. Thanks, Caitlin. Yeah. I recently discovered that all of the alt text on my older blog posts had disappeared in Squarespace. Yeah, so it's like years of posts. So
I was actually reading an article the other day. I like to start my week sometimes with like just really deep philosophical reads about the future of the web. So the one I was reading the other day was about images and how like it's all just like so what they showed was a screenshot of like the front of the New York Times from like 1920 something, and it's just text, and they were like, this is how we digested this information, we did it just fine. And then they did like a screenshot of like the CNN homepage yesterday or something, and it's just images. And so like they were just talking about like, we use images as placeholders because we feel like we're supposed to.
Right.
The flip side, like the ramification of that is that like so many of us are just like, okay, I've got a really great blog post. And then we get down to the like, oh crap, I guess I got to find an image to go with it. And so we're just either searching through Unsplash, or if we do have some curated like brand photos, or worse yet, now everyone's just generating an image with AI because they can very easily be like, image of woman sitting in front of laptop smiling, you know? But like, is this actually adding value to the content? Like, is it just another task? Does it actually benefit in any way? And you know that I'm always kind of like look, if the outcome would be the same, whether we did or didn't do this, I would just not do it. Like, I would just be like, you know what? F it. We're going back to all text.
Yeah.
Black and white, 1920s New York Times in it.
Well, and I'll take it a step farther and say that really, are people even going, or is it mostly just bots who are part of AI trying to learn things? They don't care about your images. They're just summarizing the text.
Right. So it's like, are we just creating content for the bots to create more content?
Yeah.
And I think that that's really why conversations like this, and like, thanks for you guys for like chiming in on the comments and like actually like having this human interaction. Like, and I feel like I need to be able to have something where it's like, I'm not AI generated.
I'm real.
The other little news piece I saw this morning, I was watching the news. I think it was like the BBC or something this last weekend, did a story with like AI news anchor. I was like, oh, the real definition of fake news. Like we've really, and so
that feels so icky.
And that's what they were talking about. They were just like, this just doesn't feel right. Oh no, it's right.
Oh no.
So, but it's like, if you can't trust that the person or the information you're like getting is from a real human, and like we're just creating content to give to the other bots, really the only important conversations are ones like this, where like, we're just actually sharing ideas and thoughts and experiences like one-on-one. So my question is like, looking ahead, how do we like bring that into like the website experience as we like continue building sites, or does that change? I don't know.
I've been thinking about this too. And I think for me, I've been playing around with the idea of making my site like a little less slick and a little more like videos of me talking about stuff.
Okay.
Which is like a different direction than a lot of people are going, because I know a lot of people are doing, really cool AI photo shoots, that kind of thing. And I think they have a place. I do. I think they have a place.
I feel fatigued by it already though. Like I feel already like I'm like, oh, this is
I think that's part of it too, is just like, it's so easy to create content. Like we're inundated already with content, and now we have so much more to sift through because it's so easy for people to create it.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of reacting against the AI stuff and how I'm using it. I'm not using it right now to write any emails at all. Like those are still me.
Yeah. I mean, I will sometimes like write my email and then throw that into like an AI to be like, does this sound too bitchy? Or, like clean up my typos or whatever. But
so this is interesting. So Shauna,
a lot about this too.
I'm actually in there, and I think it's so interesting. I've not done any of the AI photo generation. I think it's very interesting. I have no qualms whatsoever about creating brand assets with the AI stuff. I think that's a really cool use case for it.
Yeah.
I also love her membership, Diane's membership. It's the AI Content Creators Lab. It's great because she is learning all about all the new AI stuff and then sharing it with me. So I have this trusted source who is distilling information to me. And then I'm like, I don't have to learn any of this stuff. I can just let Diane distill it down. So that's what those are two of the reasons I love that. Yeah. So I think it's definitely worthwhile, Shauna. And then Jason says, I appreciate AI, but balancing with authenticity and energy usage is a challenge. I mean, authenticity, yes. Energy usage, I think the way that we're using it is just like, I mean, I don't have any problem with us using it for what we're using it for. The way we're using it is a tiny, tiny, tiny drop in the bucket compared to like big data and how it's that kind of energy usage. So it's like, I mean, I'll drive my electric car and think that I'm canceling this out just fine. Like, I don't have any qualms about that at all.
I'll pick up a paper straw today and we'll call it fair because it just feels like, are we really putting the like onus on like the wrong group of people here?
Right. Yeah. But I totally
like, third private jet to my 17th home
right
for a Tuesday. So
I
think I'm good, you know?
Yeah. But Jason's point about balancing it with authenticity, I think is so important because I've been really cautious about using AI to create things that should be in just my voice.
And you talked about this when you were creating your course. Like you were like, you had, had AI kind of outline things for you. And
oh my goodness,
kind of got where you were like, this is not me. And I actually started back over as Christy. And your course is amazing. So
thank you. So that's my web designer's playbook course that is all about my processes for working with clients on custom builds. And Kristine, we had these conversations because I tried to use AI to help me build this course because I'm like, oh, it'll save me so much time. It'll really consolidate all of this knowledge that I have. So I was dropping in knowledge, things that I'd created and having it kind of go through and play. And I was maybe a month or more into this and I just scrapped it all and started over with no AI. So there is no AI generation in that course at all. It is 100% me, which you will know if you were one of my students because I spelled questionnaire wrong like 20 times.
Is that a selling point? Like, will that soon be like a feature selling point, like on someone's course page? Like
maybe I should add that now.
Not AI generated, like, is that, like, are you going to have to get some sort of like stamp of approval that's like you get a little badge that's like
human? It'll just be like a little stick person, like, I need this.
A little stick version of Christy, like, this is me.
Yeah.
Barbara's got a real hot take here and it's worrisome, but
hold on to our skills.
Yeah. Talking with somebody in Slack the other day about that. And I was like, the conversation, like the thread was kind of like, if I don't keep like doing some of this stuff, like I don't want to lose the muscle memory or just like I don't want to lose that. So I was like, we were talking about, like the things we still do. And I'm like, even though there's all these like cool like coding tools, which I think is actually a really good use case for a lot of AI, like to help us. Like we've got custom coding, we have RoboWill now. Like there's so many like really cool things, but a lot of times I'm still just writing code by myself. Maybe like having it, like if I get stuck on like what's this exact selector or something, but like I feel like, so I mentioned in Slack, I was like, I feel like that in the future will be like a superpower, people during the AWS outage yesterday who needed to know how to take an order and make a change,
like, exactly.
Will that be a skill that like you really need? I'm not sure, but it really doesn't feel like it would be harmful.
Yeah. I totally agree. There was a reel or a TikTok, I think I see it on Instagram, not on TikTok, going around about this guy walking into a convenience store and having an exchange with the convenience store clerk. And they're both asking AI things and it just escalates to like one of them calling the police.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Was it because the AI was always like, you're right? I saw a meme that was like the dumbest person in the world right now is getting told by ChatGPT, You're right.
What a great idea, Fred.
Great idea. No, objectively bad idea.
Yeah.
And like people were asking like in this like thread, like, well, why can't AI tell us like no? You know, like why can't AI say this is why this isn't going to work? And it will sometimes if you ask it explicitly, like, you know, what does this sound good or bad? Or
Kristine, like, I'm having a flashback to when you and I were trying to plan a networking event.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah, we were trying to, we had, I think 12 people, and we wanted every person to meet every other person in this networking and have like 3 or 4 minutes of conversation. And we tried with Claude, we tried with ChatGPT. We both spent hours on this.
This should have been a simple problem, and it is not a simple problem.
Yes. It's mathematically impossible.
Right.
To
you know,
do.
You didn't know that? AI.
We spent hours.
What about this? And then we'd go, yeah, but Sam already met Julie. Yeah. And you're like, oh, and then AI will go,
you're absolutely right, Kristine.
Okay, try again. And it's like, you have to do that for an hour or so. You're like, first of all, I've just wasted a lot of time on this. And like, second of all,
yeah,
why can't you do this? You know?
Yeah.
Or why can't you say what you were trying to do is algorithmically not
impossible? Yeah. Yeah. It was insane. So much wasted time. And it's like a known fact in math that you cannot do this. And
like, which actually should be like a Googleable thing.
Yeah.
Like had we went to like Google and been like, is it mathematically possible to have 12 people meet 3 people in the, you know, like it would have like crunched the numbers and been like, no. AI, because it wants to like offer up helpful advice, didn't know.
Wasted hours.
Yeah.
Wasted hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think again, it's somebody had said in the chat, like, I want to know about things so I know like their limits, or I know like what.
So Shauna, it's important to know what's going on so I can figure out how I want to use it. 100%.
Yeah. So I do think that like it's important to have explored that, to be like, okay, we know that we are still smarter than it. So yes, okay. Yeah, it's a yes, man.
So true. The best hype man ever.
I know, which is fine. I was talking with AI founder from a different tool, and I was telling him, I was like, I was explaining this issue, and I was like, this is my number one problem, is that I want it to fight back.
Yeah.
I need it to say like, bad idea, Kristine, and whatnot. But you have to be smart enough to tell it in advance you are allowed to do that, or like you have to give it advice or give it instructions, like, act as if you're my business coach and I'm presenting this idea to you, weigh out the pros and cons and help me decide. Okay, now it can maybe give you an objective thing. But if you were like, yeah, do you think I should start doing this, whatever random, weird, totally not good idea thing? It just lacks the ability to discern human intelligence.
Yeah, exactly. Our friend Colin actually recently shared with us an article that was so interesting. If you're rude to AI, I think it was in particular ChatGPT, then you get better results.
I know, but I'm so polite. I'm like, would you please mind?
I'm very pleased and thank you. But because when the robot overlords take over, I want them to be nice to me. Yes.
I do not want to be on the naughty list. I'm saying please and thank you. I'm asking all the time. Like, do you think you could work it into your schedule to solve this one problem for me, please, sir? Yes.
Oh, hard to reply emails. Caitlin, I think that's a great use case to kind of get the ball rolling for how to approach like a sticky situation.
What's that? Was that one that you had used, or our friend Monica had used?
Pi AI is I'll drop that one in.
More emotionally.
It works very well for things like that. I think better at the time. I haven't used it in a while, but at the time it works better, I think, than ChatGPT or Claude for those kind of difficult to write things.
Yeah.
It seemed
the issue going to be at some point also, like, Oh boy, I can't take on another one of these tools. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to just pick one. I guess
Yeah.
it's gonna be ChatGPT, and then
I'm paying for at least 3 off the top of my head right now. 4,
lot.
5. Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm paying for ChatGPT,
okay.
Claude,
Uh-huh.
because I liked Claude better, and then I liked ChatGPT better, and then I'd already paid for Claude. So
Okay.
they kind of go back and forth depending on
Yeah.
how they're updated. Write Blogger, which I use for video to blog, which is really handy.
Okay.
Descript, which
Oh,
I
I do
use.
like the script kind of
Yeah,
thing.
Descript. And then what else? There was another one that was briefly in my mind, but is now gone. Yeah, so many things.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little exhausted with all these payments I'm making.
Yeah. And also just like a tool fatigue, like Jason says in the chat. Yeah. Where it just kind
Mhm.
of feels like, does like having too many things to bounce around between, like, is that in itself like not efficient? And that's why I
Yeah.
do really love Will's like Chrome toolkit, because it does keep
Mhm.
you in your flow a lot. So like if you need to like
Yeah.
just check something really quick, you're still like in your flow. I don't know. It's just, it's a lot to, I mean, it's literally like all the open tabs, and like that stresses me out. So
Yeah. Are you using Perplexity at all?
no.
No, me
I know
either.
that.
I tried it and it was just overwhelming to me.
Yeah.
Um,
I need less
Kaylin
content.
Kaylin made her own custom GPT for replying to hard to reply
No, could you
emails, which
just
I
like
love.
wrote a bunch of your like conversations? Tell us how you did it. Teach us
Yeah.
ways.
And then Barbara, discovery call questions, 70-30 rule, 70% listen, 30 talk. Love that.
I will
Uh,
say something that I've done recently, and Jason, yes, we all love Will's toolkit.
so amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. Is that I've really enjoyed actually is Notebook LM.
Yeah.
And because it is kind of self-contained, it feels a little bit more restrained or sophisticated or
Mhm.
whatever. But what I've been doing is to have my like Google Meets with clients, or like I have like a couple standing meetings with like clients,
Mhm.
you know. And I have it set to obviously do my little Google Gemini notes transcript thing.
Yeah.
So then automatically I take that and then I upload it to that notebook for that client. So
Mhm.
there's a history then of all the chat conversations. And I
Yeah.
can use that then to like really make sure, okay, did I, like I can query like our conversation history.
Oh,
Um,
this was my other tool, Fathom, for recording my calls, and it's the same thing. I can chat with it after and ask it questions or
right.
search the
Like
transcript. Yeah.
if you do it this way, then it's not just that one conversation. It's like
Yeah.
the entire conversation history I've had with that client. So it's
Yeah.
really great because it could be like, actually, 2 months ago they said this, and now they're saying this. And so, um, yeah, Loom AI, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I think this is a good segue into talking about clients.
Let's do
Talking
it.
about client work. Um, anyone got any hot takes? You've had a like a client recently that was kind of hard to get on the hook because they
It was
were they were they're
they were
being
overwhelmed. I
yeah.
think, yeah, so it was interesting. So in April, I had a discovery call with a client. It was like a really great discovery call. I actually knew to some degree the person who introduced us, so it was a real lead. It was a hot lead. Um, our discovery call went long. It was amazing. Sent over the proposal.
Vibes were there.
I mean, yeah, I was like, this is going to be amazing. It was a project that I really wanted to do as well. So I was excited for it. A week went by, I didn't hear anything. I rarely send reminders. I'm like, if it's not meant to be, but I actually send a little reminder, hey, the proposal's expiring in a week.
Yeah.
Um, didn't hear back. And so that was in April. And then in September, I got an email from this person saying, hey, sorry, we had some delays with they're actually building a facility, we had some delays. I'm like,
Fair.
fine.
Yeah.
And he was like, can we get on your schedule? And I'm like, yeah, I book 3 to 4 months out, like we talked about. And then, I threw some dates out and he's like, we need a website now. Like people are not booking because we don't have a website. And I'm like, okay, I can move some things around and I can do it in October, have it, we're actually launching Friday, fingers crossed, but I'm going to move things around. It's going to be a different process than we had talked about initially. Here's what I'm going to need from you up front. And it's a 25% rush fee. And he was like, yeah, we can't do the rush fee. And I'm like, okay, well, I can build your site in February or you can find someone else. It's just like,
yes, stand firm to those boundaries.
Yeah. And one, Caitlin's too fast to turn around. Yeah. And he did come back and he actually got his ducks in a row, got the information that I asked for, paid the rush fee, and it's been really good. You looped in the facility manager, which has been great. She's been on all the calls since that, and it's going really well. Knock on wood. It's going really well. They have a board meeting tomorrow, so we'll see what feedback they have. That I'll have a day to implement before the site launch. But it's been really interesting because somebody came in a little bit later to the process. He doesn't remember our conversation from April, nor does he pay attention to the emails and proposals and things because he's busy, super busy. So when they're like, yeah, we don't have those images that we need, but you can just like pop those in later after launch. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that at my hourly rate. And they're like, that's not included. And I'm like, nope, that would be doing things twice. And I let you know I need the images and I'm happy to do that. If you can get them to me by Thursday, I can put them in before Friday, or we can have, phase 2 where I swap out your images. And so it's been interesting that it's been puzzling to them that this doesn't include things like distantly in the future. And then yesterday I got an email asking me if I could create a video that plays in the waiting room. And I'm like, no, no, I can't. I'm sorry, but I'll find somebody who can. But it's been a really interesting one because I think that there wasn't the level of detail that I am used to having in a project. Because I'm really good about communication, Kristine.
You are.
It's like, I tell you again, I email you. That only works if the other person has the time and space to listen.
Yeah.
And in this case, that's not happening. And
they're
so
actively engaged as like a partner in the
right.
Process. Really.
And he's trying, I feel like he's just so underwater with everything else that's going on. I'm doing my best to support him. And like, he seems happy with what I've done so far. I've enjoyed working on this project. So, fingers crossed, knock on wood, everything goes smoothly and we get this thing launched. If not Friday, then maybe next week. We'll see. But
they will keep you, do you want to talk about retainers? Do you think that, shout out to Aaron Soto. You think that these folks will like keep you on then because they are expecting
we had that conversation actually when I had them both on the call. I basically said, there are 2 ways that we can handle this. I don't typically offer retainers, but I'm happy to offer one to you. Here's what it would look like. Or you can just engage me as needed and I'll need a week turnaround time. And here's my rate. And they're like, engage as needed sounds good. We don't think we're going to need that many updates. Perfect. And I'm like, great. Yes. Great.
We love those. So those low commitment.
Yes. Projects. Yeah. Yeah. But it's, I think it's been it was actually really stressful at the beginning, I will say, because I'm just like, are they going to have their stuff? I've asked for it. Now he signed the contract and I'm committed. And there was some time when I was like, maybe I shouldn't take this on because Caitlin, it was such a quick turnaround, but I was able to move things around for this. And it was, again, a project that I really wanted to do. It's not my typical process. And I wouldn't recommend it, but I really wanted to do this. Yeah. So Jason, yes. So this is my rule too. It's the decision. All the decision makers have to be on all the calls. And so that's why the facility manager has joined us for all the calls. There is a board that they are like, we have to run the content by the board, but it's really just, it's not the design. The design is locked in. It's like, did we describe this thing correctly on the website? So it might be minor tweaks like that, which I don't have a problem with. But I totally agree. All the decision makers have to be present for all the calls is my rule. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Couldn't make the time work. Yes. I just feel like I mean, I think there's something too, like, okay, we're going to kind of get outside of the like normal process. Like, let's take on the oddball ones, because sometimes that's how you like really grow, or like, you know, you try a different, like working in maybe a different industry or niche or something.
Right.
You know, like you like the everyday stuff because it's, you know, it makes money or whatever.
Yeah.
My thing is on that, I've always like, I've really come to a place where kind of like what Jason said, where it's like, look, your poor planning is not on me, but like if somebody wants to engage with me to do a project and they do not utilize that time.
Yeah.
The fact that this site does not see the light of day or does not make it into a portfolio is a problem, you know? So it's really, I think I've mentioned this to like in a few different like talks I've given over the years, but like, you really have to almost divorce yourself from the business outcome, because you can make a really great website and people can be really horrible business owners. They can make really, really bad business decisions. And it's not the fault of the website. It's not the, you know, like it's not that you didn't do a good job. It's not you didn't set them up with the right tools. And I see a lot of, especially like younger designers who are just running themselves ragged.
Right.
Because they're like, yeah, but I told them they need to be on social. I'm like, yeah, but are you a social media manager? Like, why are you for them? You know, and if you are, fine, great, then get paid for it. But like, you don't, just because like, you know, that what you would do if you were them, like, doesn't mean it's like on you to do it. I don't, you know, so I think that,
I think going into it eyes wide open, like with this one, I knew what I was getting into, and that's why I charged the rush fee. It's, you know, I was well aware that this was going to be, you know, things coming in last minute, out of the norm, not my normal process. But again, really excited to do the project, and they're lovely people. I think they're just like, they have a lot of balls in the air right now. Yeah.
I had a lead come back to me not too long ago who I crossed paths with her, like kind of as a connection of a connection earlier in this year. And she caught me kind of in between a couple projects where I just had a little bit of time. And she asked, you know, could I help do this little thing on her site? And I sent her a, you know, quick proposal. It was like, this is a like sub $500, like I just need an hour kind of thing to do it. She ended up, for some reason or other, kind of changing something in the business. This is like not relevant to the story. Came back like maybe a month ago, or so, almost the whole year later, right? Because we're the year, and she was like, yeah, no, I decided I do want to do this. And I was like, oh, I'll send you a new proposal. My new proposal was at like a double the rate, because I was, well, now you've caught me when I'm like super booked.
Yeah.
And I, you know, she was like, well, how come it was going to cost that much then and this much now? I'm like, I don't know.
Have you seen the price of eggs?
Yeah. For search pricing, lady, like, this is the cost for me to do this right now. Like I was willing to just like, I'm not doing anything on this Tuesday afternoon in February, but like, you know, here we are in September then, right? Last month. And I wouldn't have had time. And it's like, I don't know, it's how it is. Sorry.
Yeah. Jason, I think this is really interesting too. So many clients want a business coach.
They do.
Really. And they want you to take over all the aspects of their business. And that's one thing I'm really clear about is like, look, I'm not a marketer and I'm not a business coach. I'm a web designer. And I will create this amazing website for you. You're going to have to help get people to it.
Well, right. And that's ultimately, I think, the disconnect that so many people have with like a website. The experience of it is they really feel like, well, why isn't it working? And you're like,
Field of dreams.
Who have you told about it?
Yeah. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah. And it's like, or they have really atrocious customer service, or they, you know, their packaging sucks, or their product just wasn't priced right for the market. And it's like, I can make a great website, but I'm not doing R&D. Like,
no.
So
this reminds me of a client a potential client, I did not work with her, who reached out a few years ago she had gotten, she actually worked with another designer and was really unhappy about the process. She was complaining to me about this designer who was actually somebody that I know and I know is a phenomenal designer. And so she was complaining about it. She was like, yeah. And I was like, well, how much did that cost? And she was like, yeah, it was $2,500. And this was for a full brand design and a website. So it was great. And what she got was great. And I was like, I was really curious. And I was like, so what's the mismatch, for you? She was like, well, when I worked at Coke, we would bring somebody in and they would just do these unlimited revisions for us. And I was like, how much do you think that cost at Coca-Cola?
Right.
And she was like, oh, I mean, it never occurred to her. She was like, this is how it works. This is how it should work here.
Is different than being a small business owner and getting a freelancer to make a website.
Yeah. Yeah, it was shocking to her. And she was like, oh, maybe I should go back and talk to her. I'm like, maybe you should, because I think she did a great job.
Yeah. You know what you do? You come up with $5 billion.
Yeah.
Did you see
Coca-Cola? And I'm
like news changes recently? Did you see like Apple TV dropped the plus and then they did
and it's not foggy anymore.
Right. And someone was like $3 million to that agency of record,
Yes. Yeah.
What did you do? Dropped the plus sign and removed the blur.
And I think the blur, honestly, removing it's because people my age are like, do I need to have my glasses on? It looks blurry.
Right. I was always kind of like, why are we in the fog? What's going on? Why so misty?
Yeah. So Barbara offering consulting as a service. I think that is brilliant. Yeah. Charge for your coaching. Are you still offering free consults? That's a great question, Jason. I do a lot of vetting via email first, but if they pass that, then I do a free 20-minute consult or like discovery call. But I'm really careful I don't dive into strategy with them. It's more about, are we a fit? What do you need? And what is my process? So I'm not creating anything for them or really doing much thought other than, are we a good fit? How about you, Kristine?
Yeah, I don't do a call. I don't do this. This is not part of my process. If someone wants to legitimately work with me and they're like, I'll say to them like, yes, let's have a call. It's not like a formal free 60-minute consultation call.
Oh, no. Mine's like a fit call. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And then and I will talk strategy because I want them to have a glimpse of how my mind works. Yeah. This is the experience of working with me, but because then my red flag after that is anybody who's like, you want to hop on a call.
Yeah.
No, I do not.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, look, that was your one little taster, the one little taste test. Anything after that, it's like, no, you can pay the invoice, please, sir.
Yeah.
Was Jason, were you asking Barbara that also? With Barbara was like, she does consulting now, and does she still do a free thing in conjunction with that?
That's a great question.
Talk amongst yourselves. I have one other, as we're nearing the end of our hour, I have one other client thing recently. I had a client who left me. And
were you happy or sad?
Bittersweet.
Okay.
But it kind of got me thinking that so this client, I've been with her for many, many iterations of her website over a lot of years. And she'd come back to me a little bit over the summer when things were just really busy for me. And I think I was a little slow to respond, and I kind of probably felt we built up enough trust that I could just be like, oh my God, girl, so busy,
Yeah.
But it was a time in her business where she really needed somebody responsive.
Yeah.
But it was also a time when as you know, I'm kind of looking to do some different stuff.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking to grow and pivot as well. So it feels like a natural, I wish you all the best.
Yeah.
I know she was nervous to send me that email to be like, hey, I've decided to go, in this direction. Could you help me just, get maybe an offboarding doc to help get the new team up?
Yeah.
I was happy to do, but it got me thinking about how so much of I think people like you or me who've been in this industry for a long time, a lot of our success is contingent upon having a nice roster of repeat clients that you can grow with and keep working with. But is there a point in time where it's time to say, okay, we've done great work, but it's time now to grow and do different things. So that was kind of my like, oh, like it's bittersweet, but
and I think at some points too, like there are actually folks that I've worked with who needed ongoing support that honestly my hourly rate was just like, I'm like, no, you need somebody who can just do this at a much lower rate than me. And being able to, yeah. So pairing them with somebody who has the expertise to do what they need, but is not charging them the rate that I would charge. So I kind of feel like that's a similar,
like you're doing the right thing for them by like letting them go.
Yeah, exactly. And I think too, it's been an interesting year, I think, because I've had this year fewer custom builds and more template build outs. And I think it's because people were really price sensitive this year. So those template build outs sold a lot easier. And they're a much easier lift for me. Like they're super easy. It just it's so productized that it's just stupid easy to do. But I missed the creativity and the work that goes into a custom build, when I was doing more of the template stuff.
Last job, because you were like, I need to get my hands dirty.
Yes, exactly. That was part of it too. And it was, it's in a vertical that I've never worked in before.
Yes.
And their description of like, they didn't want it to look like all the other websites in that vertical. They wanted it to be friendly and welcoming. And I'm just like, oh, I can do that.
You're like, I can be friendly and welcoming.
Yeah. So
that's a universal design language.
Yes. Exactly.
I think it's exciting. It's kind of like, so, I mean, to put a nice little bow on things, maybe, hopefully, like, I think we started talking today about like this really kind of doom and gloom of like, oh shit, we're all connected together in this real fragile internet ecosystem. And how do we trust it? Who's authentic and whatnot? And that like, maybe we end on the fact that like, we're all going to continue. We're going to grow and change, and we'll find, like new exciting work in different areas, or the clients might be different, or the projects might be different, but like it's not going anywhere. Like we're here to stay. Right.
To your point earlier. Yeah. I mean, we have skills, your code skills, your design skills, those are all transferable. Like even if today you're like, I don't want to work on Squarespace anymore. Framer will be so easy to pick up, or, any other kind of platform that I think that we've all spent a lot of time honing our skills with working with clients, honing our design skills, honing our coding skills. If we do that we can pick those up and take them anywhere. And maybe it's not even web design anymore. Maybe we're applying that to something entirely different, but the fact that we're grown-ups and we've been doing this for a while, we're going to continue to be able to do things.
I mean, I would probably do something not in tech. I know you and Will talked about this on the podcast, but like, I would probably, if I was to like leave web design, I would like leave, or if I was to leave Squarespace, I would just leave web design. You know what I mean?
Have you heard about, I did this actually 25 years ago. I was
know this story, but
I worked for a series of startups. I got really burned out. I'm like, I am done. I'm done. I'm leaving technology altogether. Give me my horse and buggy and I will bake bread from home. What I actually did was like, I need something. I need to do something. I started a soap company with another friend who did marketing, who's burned out. We started a handmade soap company. It was called Daisy Soap. The motto was be clean, be good. And
can we Wayback Machine a website for this?
Yeah, I'm sure you can. So, we built this over a couple of years. We were at the point where it's like, are we going to open storefronts?
Shut up, Christy. I didn't actually know this version.
Yeah. And then we ended up selling the company. And what I realized looking back on it was, what did I enjoy the most? I enjoyed creating the branding and creating the website. And I'm like, dang it, back to website design for me. Back where I started. But it was a really interesting exercise to not have clients and to do something that was very different. But yeah, but it was a full circle, like right back to web design.
I guess I kind of did the same thing too, like in the middle of working in kind of like this same space.
Yeah.
Right at the end of me finishing my MBA, I kind of needed to just fill some time, you know. I needed something to bring in a little bit of money, and I got a job at the like local bougie grocery store.
Yeah.
Like, because I was like, I love food, and I actually really am one of those nerds who like likes grocery shopping, because I'm like,
yeah,
oh, have you seen this weird little condiment over on aisle 7? Let me show it to you. And I love like helping people experience the, like experience food. And I'm like, oh, have you tried the whatever? And like, it was a fun diversion. It was really interesting to like go to that job and then like leave and be like, I don't have to do anything. Like, I literally clock out. And, like I'm just going to go home, which is great. Go home and like, write papers and papers. But like, it was very different. But it was like, it was what the mind needed at that moment. Like, I needed that. So,
and I think, I think we all kind of daydream about those jobs sometimes too.
God,
it's like, what if I had a job that I went to
make coffee
and that I didn't have to think about when I wasn't there?
Yeah, exactly. I do wonder, like, if AI is going to take over some of these jobs, does it need me to just go back to being a barista at Starbucks like I was in college?
I mean, there are worse things.
Fun.
I worked at Walmart. Like, I could totally do that again. It was fine.
My husband says, he could be a great greeter at Walmart.
Yeah.
He'd love just being like, hey, Bob, how you doing today?
When I worked at Walmart, we didn't have scanners, so I had to key in everything. So think about how much easier my job would be today.
AI.
And also, I wouldn't have to count change.
This is so good. I did at the grocery store. You remember like the produce codes?
Yeah, I had to know all those at the Walmart too. Yeah, at the Walmart.
These are
good times.
Old people problems that information's been stored away up here for a rainy day.
Yep.
AWS goes out again.
You can always go back. Come see Kristine at Starbucks. I'll be at the Walmart.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody who joined us live today. It was an absolute joy having you in the chat with us and your comments. We are so delighted you were here. And Kristine, I think we're going to try and do this again every quarter. So Q1 2026, we'll be back to talk about what's new on Squarespace. I'll let you know how this website went.
Yeah, I know. Stay tuned. Did it get launched? We'll never know. And
throwback story.
Keep the like comments coming. If like, do you like this format? Or we literally no notes, have just shot from the hip for an hour, and we could probably talk for another hour in a great conversation with y'all. So thank you.
But I've got to go make about 50 disclosure pages for this website. So
I'm waiting for that feedback, dog. Yeah. And I hope to God it's not 38 pages long.
Fun times.
Okay, bye, y'all.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.